Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my little demo review on the brushes that I purchased from the Wish app. I did not... Okay. This video is not sponsored. I did purchase these with my own money. And let's just go into this. So I'm going to start out with my eyes. I didn't spend anything over like $3 for these brush sets. There are two brush sets. There's a blue set that looks like this, and yes, they are dirty because I just tried to film this video, but I ran out of time on my phone. So this comes with 5 face brushes that look like this, and 5 eye brushes that look like this. These are really short and really small, so there is a brush in here that I'm going to have to use for 2 purposes because it did not come with a powder brush. I also have this big giant brush right here. I have a set of 4 sponges, and I went ahead, it comes with 2 teardrop shapes and 2 of these. I went ahead and wet one of each so you could see a size difference, and there isn't one. So the blue one is wet, the pink one is not, and this one is wet, and this one is not. So they're the same size. They're just a little bit squishier when they're wet, but other than that, they're pretty much the same. This other set I got looks like this. I don't know how many pieces are in here, but it comes with a insane amount of flat brushes. So like this one is a double-ended flat brush. It has all these other like flat ones, and they're just all flat. And then it comes with 2 of these that nobody ever uses. These like little sponges for whatever reason. And then it comes with a spoolie, a little brow brush, and here's my other brush that looks like this. Here it is. And it comes with 2 brushes that are not flat, which look like this. This is kind of like a crease brush, but it's bent, and then this one is really flat. So I'm not sure what this could be used for. But let's go ahead and start out with the eyes. So I'm going to use my Milani eyeshadow primer as usual for my eyelids. Alright, I went ahead and just put some gel on my eyelids first. Now I'm going to go in with one of the blue brushes, this one right here, and my Creme Brulee single shadow from Wet n Wild all over my lid. And from what I've felt and like the 2 or 3 that I've used, they're not bad. They're just really flimsy. So if you want any like precise placement, you can place it there, but it's really hard to blend it out. And I'll explain what I mean by that when I go into the crease. Okay, so into the crease, I'm going to go ahead and take the other little crease brush that's in here with my typical brown shadow from L'Oreal that looks like this. And let's go into here. So you place the product, or you place the color where you want it to go. And if you use just a light, extremely light hand to blend it out, then it can work. But if you want to actually put more color in there and make it deeper, when you press down, it's like this is light blending. And then when you press down to blend it even more, it just kind of collapses on itself. So when you think you're blending over here, in reality, you're just blending there. So you're trying to blend back and forth, and the brush just kind of collapses on itself. So it's not the best for blending. So you don't get a lot of color. So if you wanted this to be like this brown, you need to use a more densely packed brush. And then there's another brush in here that I was trying to use for like outer corner work, and it was too dense. Like it was just, there's no in between with these brushes apparently. So there we go. It's not as blended as I would like it to be, but it works. So for the outer corner, there we go. I'm going to take this brush right here, which is bent with a darker brown, and try and put this in the outer corner. Now this is a good brush for placing colors, but not so much for blending it out, because it's so dense that it's not very good for blending. Like, you can kind of hear the scratching, so it's not ideal for being on your eyelids. So in order to blend that out, I'm actually going to take another one of these brushes, and this one's not so bad. It's kind of the same as this one, but as you can see, it's longer and it's flat. So I'm going to try and take that same color, and this didn't really pick up all that much color, and try and blend this out. Ouch. And this is another one where when you think you're pulling the tip of the brush over here, you're actually, I don't know, it's just, they're hard to work with. And this one doesn't pick up all that much color either. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with the color that I used for my crease, or the brush that I used for my crease, and just blend that out. And that's just going to be my eye look for today. It's kind of weird because all of these other brushes in here, you don't really have a use for, because they're just all flat. And they're really, really like slippery soft. So they don't really pick anything up. So I'm going to go onto my face now. I'm going to go ahead and prime it. I'm going to use my CoverGirl True Blend Face Primer for dry skin. I don't like this primer. This primer smells like corn chips. And it is for dry skin. And I do have oily skin, so it really does not work for me. I'm just trying to work through it. Alright, so for foundation, I'm going to use my Revlon Colorstay foundation to get through it. I'm using a lot of my like Project Pan items. So I'm going to go ahead and just apply this on my face. Normal amount. Whoa, that's a little bit too much. Okay, and I'm going to blend this out using multiple of the brushes and stuff that I got. I'm going to use this one on one side, this on another. I'm going to use this on my forehead, and I'm actually going to try and use this little one on the other side of my forehead to see how it works. So I'm going to use this over here. Now, I ran into this problem when I did it, like, not even 10 minutes ago. And I find that these sponges take away from the coverage of this foundation. Now, if you've used Revlon Colorstay, you know that it is full coverage. And I feel like these sponges take you to, like, a medium coverage. Not even like a full medium coverage. I'm going to go ahead and finish my nose. Alright, and then the other side going with this one. There's not much difference. These sponges are not very soft. They're not very comforting to be patting onto your face. So if you have the Real Techniques one, I would just say go with that one, because I have it and I like it a lot better. So there's not a lot of coverage there. You can still see redness and stuff on my chin, my cheeks and everything. I'm going to go in with this big brush here on the right side. I feel like a common thing with these applicators is that, I messed up my eyebrow, that they do soak up quite a bit of product. So if you're okay with losing product, go for it. Now I'm going to use this little bitty blue one Yeah, this does not work. The picture on the website was very deceiving with these and the brown ones, because they make it look like it's a normal size brush, and it's not. So now I'm going to go in with concealer under my eyes and around my nose. My chin. And usually I don't need to conceal these with this foundation, but apparently now I do. So there, and then under my eyes. I'm really running out of this concealer. It's like almost gone, which is good for my project pan. Bad for when I'm applying it. So out of the blue set, I'm going to take this brush right here and just blend this out. Okay. Typically I would pause the recording on some of this, but I don't want to take away from y'all seeing how this applies. Our neighbor is leaving. He has a Corvette and he's very loud when he leaves. Alright, for powder, since the brushes were pretty deceptive, which I probably would have used this one for powder if it was a big brush, but it's not. I'm going to have to use this one and my Neutrogena powder that is too dark for me. But I don't really have a choice. Actually, I'm not going to use the Neutrogena powder because when I was applying it earlier, before I had to refilm this, it was applying very patchy. And it doesn't normally do that. So I know it's the brush. So I'm going to use my Rimmel Stay Matte, which also usually applies really well. So my face is itching. I'm going to use that with this. Okay. See how well this applies. So Hurricane Irma is coming for Florida. And if you're watching this and you're in Florida, just know that you are in my prayers. I just lived through Harvey and it's pretty scary. I'm having to dip back in. I feel like this thing is just eating my product. Yeah, so Hurricane Irma's coming. Jose's right behind it. Katya's south of us. Yeah. Weird hurricane season. You never hear about people in other countries dealing with hurricanes. They hear about wildfires and floods and stuff. You never hear about hurricanes. Alright, so that wasn't too bad. Okay, for blush, I'm going to use just this one right here. And where did my blush go? Blush, where are you at? There it is. Yeah, also, I went to the doctor and I had my, I got a blood test to test. Since this brush is so small, it definitely like pinpoints where you're putting your product, so you kind of want to do this with a light hand and then blend it out. I had a blood test done to test my testosterone level, my thyroid, and my iron levels to test whether or not I'm anemic. And I had them test my thyroid because I have a really hard time losing weight. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I have PCOS. So I was trying to see if I had like hypothyroidism, to see if that's a contributing factor. But apparently my thyroid's normal. My iron is very low. It's not anemic, but it is extremely low. So I have to look out for that. For contouring, I'm going to use my Makeover Essentials contour kit, and I'm going to use this little brush right here and this middle shade here. Oh, and then I told them that I wanted to get birth control, but now I have to go in for a pap smear, which honestly, I've never had a pap smear done, so kind of nervous about it. I didn't know that my just general doctor could do that. I thought I had to go to a, what's it called? A gynecologist for that, but apparently I don't, so gonna do that on Monday. I'm going to take the brush that I blended out my concealer with and tip into this yellow color and go under my eyes. My left leg is going numb. I got a new tattoo because there was a tattoo shop here in Houston that was doing different Texas tattoos too, and the money that you pay them for it was going towards Hurricane Harvey relief. So I did that, and now I can't cross my legs. So now I'm gonna go in with this flat top brush, and I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. contouring blush and bronzer in St. Lucia. I'm gonna use this for bronzer. And these brushes, like I said, are really small, so you have to be careful when you're placing the color and just blend it out really well so it's not like more concentrated where you placed it. Okay. Alright, for highlighter, I'm actually going to go in with this flat brush that came in the little brown set and my Wet n Wild Fergie Rose Champagne Glow highlighter. Wow. This doesn't usually kick up that much powder. These bristles are tough. So, wow, okay. That's a lot more highlighty than I would like. So is that. Yeah. This picks up a lot of color. I don't usually put highlight there, but there's a lot on this brush. Okay. Yeah. I'm usually an oily mess, so this is not how I would normally apply highlighter. So I'm going to apply lip product and I'll be right back. Alright, so that is my full face with the Wish brushes. Not bad, but I would not repurchase any of this. So, yeah. And if you're wondering, this is the Too Faced Candy Johnson lip matte liquid lipstick in Tropical Punch. And this is such a pretty color. So pretty. I don't usually wear these colors, but this is amazing. And it smells and tastes so good. So, yeah, as I said, would not recommend any of these. So, I guess that's the video for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this saved you from wasting your money on Wish brushes. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!